You know, you're not even allowed to misleadingly advertise. You know, they took away that Keebler cookie ad that said their cookies are made in a hollow tree where there's no factory. No, they had to take that off because you can't say you make them in a hollow tree because you don't. Cookies aren't made in hollow trees, they are made in factories. You're lying, stop running that ad. But all these other ads can advertise you. You hear, cars will kill you. Cars, it'd be one thing if the cars, you know, had a speed limit on your odometer that say stopped at 140 kilometers, but they go to 200 to 260 kilometers. And they have ads that show people driving on average 150 to 200 kilometers an hour on the Utah Monument open flat with tiny, tiny print you can't really read that says, don't do this when you own a vehicle, right? But they'll advertise it to you like that. See, everything that you ever see that's legal is a big lie. A big lie, it's all out to kill you. You never get told the truth. You get misled about what's in it, where it came from. It's all a big lie. And you don't even need to do peanuts kill 125 people a year. I'm not saying we should punish the peanut people who love their peanut butter by taking it away. But hey, it kills 125 people a year and you don't need peanuts. It's good for nothing. Right? Peanut butter is just loads of sugar and peanuts and oil. 2 out of 3 things that'll kill you fast. Right? Not a problem. And you know what will also kill you? Kills a lot of old people, kills a lot of people all the time, is salt. And it's on every table in every restaurant, it's on every kitchen table in every home. Salt, put as much as you like on it. It kills people in record numbers, causes hypertension, causes high blood pressure, causes heart attacks. And remember, pot will never kill you at all. It's the only thing on earth that has no lethal dose. Even water will kill you. Even your deli meats will kill you. Salt will kill you. Sugar is going to kill you. Your drinks are going to kill you. Tobacco is going to kill you. Alcohol is going to kill you. Prescription drug, every fucking thing out there is going to kill you except marijuana. But we go to jail like animals. Why is that? Why is that? That's what I want to know. Why is that? Why is this the safest thing on the planet, but we are punished in record numbers? Do you know there's 250,000 people at any one time in jail around the world for marijuana? 70,000 people right now in the United States in jail for just marijuana. Over 1,000 people in Canadian jails at any one time just for marijuana. And it's going to be a lot more if you let Bill C-15 pass that Senate. Everything that you ever heard is bad for you, that's legal, is going to kill you. And pot is going to solve your ailments, it's going to rescue the people, it's going to inspire our people, the greatest creativity we've ever seen in the world today. Think about that. It's just unbelievable. Marijuana has contributed more to this planet than anything else, any other substance, any other plant, any other development or invention pales by comparison with what pot has given us. What pot can do for us individually. What pot is good for and what everything else is bad for, but they're all legal. All legal, all promoted, none of those people are going to go to jail. So what is it about us, and what is it I've done that's so bad? Why am I going to jail for 5 years? Why was I looking at life in prison? I'll tell you what is, the secret's way back in my early days. When I first started doing this freedom thing, and advocating for liberty, I realized when they made books and magazines about marijuana illegal in 1987, the penalty under this new law, you know, the penalty for selling bongs is still there. This still exists for bongs. But I got rid of it in 1995 when they tried to make books and magazines illegal. And they were all illegal in this country for 8 years. You couldn't get High Times magazine on newsstands from 1987 to 1995. You couldn't get any grow books. In fact, the publisher of Grow Your Own Stone, a Canadian classic, had their warehouse raided in 1987 and 5,000 copies of their book seized by the RCMP. We had over 1,000 head shops in this country in 1985, and every single one of them were put out of business by this law in 1988. We had 1,000 head shops in this country, 300 of them in Toronto, 30 on Yonge Street, one in every city in Saskatchewan, and they all disappeared overnight when the police went door to door to all these shops and said, new laws coming, you got to get out of business, because here's what, if you sell that book or magazine about marijuana, if you sell High Times magazine, it's 6 months in jail, which is the same as pot, but it's a $100,000 fine to sell a book or magazine that tells the truth about marijuana. And on the second offense, it was $300,000. And I thought, well, that's really fascinating, because the punishment for marijuana possession, and by the way, it's not illegal to smoke marijuana. It's illegal to possess marijuana. So the penalty for possessing marijuana has been the same for 30 years, up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And what I thought was fascinating was that to sell a book or magazine about marijuana had a 50 times greater fine potential than actually possessing marijuana. So that's when I realized, hold on, they don't really care about marijuana. What they care about is the truth about marijuana. So they want to suppress the truth, and they made the fine $100,000 for someone to go around and tell the truth. You know what? I started breaking that law in 1990. I wanted to get fined. Sorry, I wanted to get charged so I could go to court and get rid of this horrible law. Because I had done it with good success previous to that. By the way, how am I doing? All right, good stuff. In 1986, it was illegal to open your store on Sunday in Ontario, so I broke the Sunday shopping laws. I broke them a different way every week. I'd buy a full-page ad. I'd say, I'm breaking this law. Come and charge me. I dare you because I don't think this law can stand. Well, they took me up on my offer and they came and charged me lots of different times. And I went to jail because I wouldn't pay the fine. But 6 months after I did all that, got all that publicity, and it caused such a big for-all that they made Sunday shopping legal. So then I thought, well, you know what? The police have just gone around to all the stores and said, don't anybody sell this CD by the Two Live Crew, as nasty as they want to be. Went around, OPP went to all these different shops and said, take this record out. It's obscene by our estimation. And every single record store in Ontario did that. And I thought, well, that's terrible. You know, that's the problem. A lot of our freedoms are in the hands of big corporations who don't care about anything to do with principle. It's all about profit or loss to them, risk or no risk. Not a single record store whose business is music actually stood up to say to the police, no, we're going to sell this one. If you don't like it, you can charge us and we'll take our chances in court, but we have to defend music because that's what we do. No, not a single store said that. And I was a bookseller. I didn't even sell music, but I immediately got 200 copies from Detroit, had it brought over the border, brought to me, bought a full-page ad in the newspaper, said, I'm selling this band record, and the police are welcome to come and charge me. And sure enough, just like Sunday shopping, they were the second person lining up. We had to line up around the block. I'll tell you one thing, you ban something, you make it popular. You know, when they made marijuana illegal in 1923, not a single Canadian was known to have ever smoked it in a bong, a pipe, or a spliff. Not a single one. The only way cannabis was ever consumed was in patent medicines and tincture. There was a lot of that in the 1880s, 1890s. But no one's ever been known to smoke it. So ever since they banned marijuana, we've had a record number of 15 million Canadians smoking weed when we didn't even have anybody smoking it when it was legal. Right? Just shows to show you the popularity of something that's an outlaw. Outlaw excitement. Right? Now we've got 5 to 7. By the way, it's a tangent, and where was I? That's right, Two Live Crew. But I just want to tell you that we are the most chronic nation on earth, by the way. 16% of Canadians told the United Nations in a survey that they smoked marijuana in the last year. 16% told a stranger over the phone that they smoked marijuana. So it's got to be 20-25%, because I know if I had 50 plants in the back room and someone anonymous called me and said, I'm calling from the United Nations, do you smoke weed? I'm going, not the fuck. Right? So we know that that was a low number, but then we are the most chronic nation in the world. The next biggest pot-smoking nation is New Zealand at 30%. The United States, only 10% of the people said that, although they could be more paranoid, right? But then 10% of Americans said that, and only 6% of people in Holland, where it's legal, had said they'd smoked marijuana in the last year.